you can tell that Odoo has listened, and whatever features that were requested, they've actually added those enhancements.
Welcome, Prashanth, to Buffalo and Odoo Community Days. Thank you for coming and lovely to talk to you.
Thank you. My pleasure, for sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about your company and the company's journey with Odoo?
So, our company, AttributeX, we started back in 2018, right before pandemic, and we started our journey with Anaplan, which is a planning tool. I come from business intelligence background. I've been and I started as a developer and have grown my career into larger roles, into management and stuff. But I've always loved planning analytics. So we started with Anaplan, which was one of the leading planning softwares. So we started there. We built a team from ground up, and we did a lot of work in that space. And we also did a lot of work in, other than Anaplan, some other tools like JetOx and Board International, and then moved into analytical tools like Tableau, Power BI, and stuff. And then I bumped into Odoo quite recently, I'd say less than a year ago. I was browsing YouTube and saw Fabian's podcast,
Nice.
and the passion that he carries, and the commitment that he has to kind of go to India, move to India, start the business all over, to grow, not really start, but to grow the business in India. That impressed me, and then I started exploring the tool. I loved it. I was wondering, like, how did I not know this tool? And I loved it from a consumer standpoint. And then I decided, we have to start a journey with Odoo as well. So that's the entire, how we
Excellent.
started and where we are with Odoo.
Speaking of getting up to speed in those competitors, so
Mhm.
how was the learning curve for Odoo for both you and everybody else in your company?
So one thing I love about the overall onboarding process with Odoo, right? The PLO training. It was very easy for us to kind of just, and it was a no-brainer decision for me to just sign up for PLO training. And along with me, I onboarded a few other consultants in-house. We all did the PLO training, and apparently that's the same training that the Odoo employees also take to kind of get onboarded. When I started, as a consumer, when I look at Odoo, it's all apps and easy to browse and all that. But then when we did this PLO training, which was like a 7 week long daily training, then I realized the power of this tool, where we were educated about every single feature. A lot of I won't say it's a complicated tool, but the depth of the tool is so much that it took several weeks for us to kind of come up to speed. But then that training really boosted the confidence in our team. Yeah.
Were there any surprises during that training where you kind of had a moment where, oh my gosh, Odoo can do this? I had no idea. I didn't think it was possible to do this. Did you have any of those moments?
I think the customizations, right? So with the studio, the kind of customizations that open source is kind of new to me. I've worked a lot on the enterprise software side. Open source is brand new. Odoo is the only open source technology that I've experienced with. So that's a little bit of difference in comparison to the enterprise tools that I've worked with. So how open source works versus a closed box enterprise software.
Yep.
So those were the surprises for me. But in terms of features, yeah, every new feature, the aha moments of Odoo is like, what a simple feature in CRM or accounting, or say for example, I spend a lot of time in business intelligence tools, right? So Odoo gives away in terms of analytics and dashboards and stuff. And my clients used to pay a ton of money for acquiring analytical tools, right?
Yep.
So that's like just a feature within the entire suite.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the aha moments I've had with Odoo.
Yeah, I saw on there was something you wrote on your website. I can't remember which business it was, but you saved them 50% of their time on the HR tasks, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
yeah, that's another wonderful thing.
yeah.
It's just so much time saving.
That is true. That is
So,
true.
do you have any very specific industries that you work with? Are you very specialized to a certain thing, or can you talk more about that?
So, I mean, as much as we want to work with any industry and every industry, my career happens to be mostly in the financial services. I worked with multiple large financial services companies. Plus, I've also worked with large banks, led large teams within the bank. So financial services is more a comfort zone, I'd say. But then, as a team and between us partners, we come from multiple industries and diverse experiences. So I come from both consulting background and also working on the client side. Like leading teams in the BI analytics space. My partners come from large, like Big Four consulting, and also other industries like retail, e-commerce. We want to kind of focus a lot on the small and medium enterprises, particularly startup kind of ecosystem, and that's where we see that we can actually do more, because we look at ourselves as a small entrepreneur
Yeah.
who's got big aspirations, right? So it's more relatable for us to work with those kind of guys who have a vision and who want to execute, and then probably they're just falling short of resources and technology. That's where Odoo and our team kind of fills in.
And then you can both grow
Yep,
together. Yep.
absolutely. It's always it has to be a win-win. That's what we aim for.
Exactly. So, out of all the different companies you've implemented Odoo with,
Mhm.
have there been one or two that stand out in terms of either being more challenging or having to find creative solutions, or just any kind of memorable stories about implementation?
So, we are still coming up to speed in terms of Odoo. So what we are yet to accomplish is definitely in the future. So, so far, I think for the little work that we've done, what we see is, the speed at which we are able to implement, right? So there's no specific implementation that I would call out saying this was the best, because we are still learning as we are implementing, right?
Yeah.
So we are definitely seeing that we are able to impress the customers with the pace at which we are able to deploy the app, and at the same time bring a lot of solutions into the overall platform itself, right? So that's where we are, but I wouldn't call out a specific implementation per se.
Okay.
But the speed is impressive.
That's very good to hear. I know that you said you stumbled upon Odoo about a little over a year ago.
Mhm.
So, what was it about the Odoo Partner Program um, that was intriguing and that made you decide to go with Odoo? And how did that partner program help your business grow?
So, like I said, my first, I became aware of Odoo particularly when I saw that podcast where
Mhm.
Fabian, moved to India and all that. So then I just went online, filled in a form to become a partner, and the response from Odoo was quick, very impressive. Meaning, the guys that I've interacted had extreme knowledge about the program, and there was no like, okay, let me come back with XYZ answers, or let me check with my boss. None of that bureaucracy was there.
Uh-huh.
So it was very direct, end-to-end seamless experience. And after we signed up as a partner, the experience is amazing. The partner managers are one of the best that I worked, and we work with several other companies. So the partner managers, the frequency at which we connect, we have a weekly touch point. The partner managers are really invested in our business as well, so they really
Mhm.
want us to succeed. So you can see that when we interact. So amazing program and well designed, I'd say.
If you could pick three aspects of Odoo that are your favorite, what would they be?
The three things that I'd say is, number one is how Odoo primarily focuses on small and medium enterprises, right? So that's because the focus is on the industry where the businesses are growing, but the problems are equally complex, right? So the interest of the company to kind of work with small businesses and walk with them in the journey of growth. So that's one thing, and like I said, the partner program is impressive, and the lead flow is very impressive. So it's a volume compared to the large enterprise softwares that we work with. It's the close cycles are longer, whereas with Odoo it's short, and we're able to close more number of deals and deliver more solutions rather than spend more time on the sales side. We're more spending more time on the delivery. So that's one aspect that I love about working with Odoo. And then the tool, right, by itself, like I said, we signed up for PLO training, and our team loved learning Odoo. And because of those shorter cycles, my team is loving the fact that they have continuous projects, and they don't have to work on non-billable projects, just doing POCs and things like that. They are now getting to spend more time with the clients, and the impact is direct. Meaning, when my team is working with a small enterprise, they are able to, one, interact with the business owners directly and understand their problems firsthand, and then the solution that they deploy, they see it in action, and then they feel good. Everybody feels good when they realize that the work that they've delivered has actually made some impact. Otherwise, with large enterprise softwares, you are just filling, you're like a piece in the entire puzzle. So you don't know what value you added to the overall enterprise at all. But then when it comes to the small enterprises, myself and my team, it's like, oh, I know, the revenue went up because of this seamless, workflow, or I know that, they're cutting short the time, timeline because of what we did, right? So that direct impact on the business is impressing our team, and that's one aspect that I love working with Odoo.
Yeah, that must be very satisfying to
It is.
see in real time, just, yeah, the benefit that you're
True.
giving these
True.
people. Very good to talk to you. And it's because of exciting and very enthusiastic partners like you that make Odoo what it is. So thank you so much for being on board and being one of our biggest cheerleaders and for talking with me today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a nice opportunity to kind of express ourselves.